So I'll start and hit it from the beginning. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna do it like that. So anyway, I just threw a quick little PowerPoint together so I could talk about. Please don't do that. So what we got going forward. What my well, I'll say our, but I kind of went ahead and maybe made some plans without talking to Mr. Whitaker. So we'll move on that. So anyway, the first thing is the Bot Bash 2024. That's an off-season event. So what ends up happening is from January to say April around now, that's when the season is for First Robotics. And unless we get into the upper echelon where we're getting to the states competition and the world's competition, our season is over. So we did really well. I'm really proud of you guys, but our season is over. But in October, October 25th and 26th in Midland, they have another competition. Now, the first time we went, we ended up being on the winning alliance and we ended up bringing back a trophy. Now, this doesn't count for first stuff. It was just a trophy that we got. We got the robot there. We did whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I think everybody had a good time. This is when this is Esperanza was on the team during this time. She's the only one that came back. Everybody else either graduated or left the team. So yeah, you guys are all rookies as far as that's concerned, and y'all rookie year, y'all came in and hit the playoffs. So again, good job. So this is the first thing I want to do. I'm looking for other off-season events. I don't think there's any local to our areas. I mean, this may be a hour-ish away. I don't think there's anything that's going to be close to that. I think if there's any other events, it's probably going to be a lot further away. And so this one I'm focused on. Like I said, it's in October. The season for us again doesn't start till January, so we got a lot of time. So this is the first thing. All right. Does anybody have any questions about the Bot Bash? Go ahead. What's up? It's just it'll be a competition the same way that we were in Troy. They'll have the same field events. They'll have the same sort of setup. The only difference is that it doesn't get stored on First website and all this and that. So it's like not associated with First. It's like a football scrimmage. How it doesn't get put in your rankings is something that you can compete with other teams, kind of feel yourself out. Work on your skills, make sure you don't get rusty. But this doesn't count towards first stuff. Okay. Anybody else got any questions about the Bob Bash? Now, I applied to register. I don't. I haven't officially got the word that we're registered yet. It costs like $300, but that's not no $300 for a team. That's not a big deal. I'm not worried about paying for it, but I don't know how many people they've had register before. There's 32 teams that can register. As soon as I thought about it, as soon as we were done with the season, as soon as I saw our season was over, I went online and found this, and I put our team number and I put my email address in there to register. So I'm waiting on them to get back with me. Yes, sir. It is the exact same thing. Yep. It is crescendo. It is just not associated with first per se. It's like a scrimmage. Okay. So next thing, swerve drive. Now, like I said, I'm proud of you for what you guys did. And in fact, I want to stop this for a second so I can kind of make my point. Oh, darn it, I don't think it's gonna put this on the record. Well, we'll see. Right here is actually our first playoff match. They're online if we look for them. and I'm just gonna play a few seconds
3,
of it.
2, 1, crescendo.
Right,
Round
that's the
1, match
all-time.
1.
And
We're in a
if we
limbs.
get the
We're going to see
all-time
the
right,
crew
look at the
start
difference
in the
between
middle of the
the
field trying to
scores
pick up
just
a note along
initially.
with their
In the
partner.
first
Your number
30
one seeded
seconds,
team coming out of
we're at
qualification matches, the
10, they're
Martians.
at 26.
Over on
So
blue,
we're
most
already
of these
starting at a
robots are
deficit,
waiting for
which
Teleop to
I'm not trying
start.
to blame
But we're
anybody
going
or
to
anything,
see
but I'm just saying the difference that it
81-26
makes about being
now line up
prepared.
to shoot
Now,
into
I'm
the
going to tell you
speaker.
right now
They hit it.
that
Cyber Phoenix
before
has a note in
we
their
wouldn't have
robot.
gotten
Presumably,
those
they're going
10
to
or
take
12
that to the
points.
amp, but
So
I think they're going to
you
change their
guys worked
strategy up a
on
little bit
the
from what we've been seeing them do
autonomous,
today.
and
And they're
that's
going to
something
score
that
into
we
that
lacked
speaker.
big
We'll see if
time.
they get that
So
off.
again, I'm proud of you
While
guys
they've
for
been
what
doing
you
that, the
did.
Control Freaks have
All
scored
right,
for blue.
but I just
And
want you to pay attention
Cyber
for
Phoenix
oh,
does as
sorry.
well. Over on red
I
side, we
want
have
you
an
to pay
amplified
attention for a
speaker,
second.
and Martians and the crew are working furiously
Our
to put up as many notes as possible so they can take full advantage of that 10-second amplification period. After that's over, they immediately pick up 2 notes, put them back in the amplifier so they can amplify their speaker again. Martians now picking up a note from the Red Alliance source to bring over and shoot into a yet again amplified speaker, while the Hammondy Hawks are trying to make their way past so that they can pick up a note from the Red source. Hammondy Hawks successfully picking up another note. That's our 3rd robot on the Red Alliance.
Like I said,
They're bringing their note over, lining up to score. Meanwhile, their alliance partner, the crew, is trying to put some up into the red amp to yet again amplify their speaker. Over on the blue side of the field, we see 50-50 making their way over to the blue source so they can bring a note for the Blue Alliance. This note is much needed as the Red Alliance has been pouring on the points. 81-26, the Control Freaks are back over for blue, while their partner Cyber Phoenix shoots a note outside of the field. 81-26 now, looking like they're going to start climbing as we have about 30 seconds left. They're going to line up and get ready to go. While they're doing this, Hammondy Hawks are trying to score yet again. Martians are passing notes over for this endgame. Maybe they're going to attempt to score one more time with an amplified speaker. We'll see what they decide. And they do amplify the speaker. Martians are trying to put one up in the trap with about 10 seconds left on this match.
The other part of that,
Martians
Khalil,
are up
I'm
in the
glad you said, is that like even for the autonomous, I've never had my team do the autonomous. I've had help that somebody has done autonomous, but this is the first time where I've had members of my team with I had a mentor that used to be on the team, and he was kind of our program guy, and he had to move on, and he like moved to Detroit or whatever. So let me step back and say that's not totally true. But as far as team members, guys that are on the team, not mentors, not other teams, not helpers from whatever. This is the first time I've had that. And so I think that this is an excellent place where we are, and I think we're only going to get better. You know, I got you guys for at least 3 more years as long as you stick to it. But where I'm going is that I bought some swerve drive components now, but in all honesty, for lack of a better term, they're antiquated. They're a bit older. You know, I spent about 2 grand on it, and even though 2 grand is a lot of money, the other teams they're spending about $900 a wheel. So that's $900 times 4. I want to spend that kind of money, and if I have access to it, which I'm kind of pushing to do that, that's what my plan is. In the next couple weeks, I want to get that stuff, and I want us to work on it. Yes, I know. I am a math teacher. 3,600. But that's just an estimate. It's probably closer to 4. But what I'm saying is I need you guys to commit to coming up there and working on it. I need you guys to commit to not be throwing rings around and playing around and running to the break room and in a 4 hour, I'm just gonna call it a 4 hour shift. When we had a 4 hour shift from 4 to 8, 2 hours you in the break room. That's not gonna work. We're not gonna be able to excel and get better if that's what we're doing. Now I'm not throwing any, okay, I am throwing shade, but I'm not throwing any shade specifically, and I'm not mentioning any names because there were plenty of times where I had other things to do and I wasn't there. So that's not where I'm going. What I am saying is that if we want to get better, if if we want to bring stuff home, if we want to bring trophies and banners home, we have to be more committed. And we need to commit over the summer. Now, I've been trying to decide whether I was going to teach summer school. I wasn't sure, but if we're going to do this, I might commit to teaching summer school and make sure that I'm going to go over to catering, because if I don't teach summer school, I'm going to be traveling. And if I'm traveling, I'm not there with you guys at catering trying to make sure that we're getting better. So if you guys can commit, I will commit. If y'all not going to commit, then I'm going to Disneyland. So I'll just put it like that. But that being said, all jokes aside, I'm hoping to get the more advanced swerve drive, and I want us to build two of them. I want us to have a chassis that we build that we're not going to do anything with but practice with it. And then I want to have another chassis that's going to be our competition chassis. And when we build our whatever robot for next year, that's what we're going to do. And I want to have both of those things already. At the very least, I want to have one set up and gone, and I want to have one that's maybe not totally set up, but pretty much set up. So all we got to do is figure out what our robot is going to be and smack it on top of it. Okay, that's my hope, and that's what I'm trying to push for. So I'm meeting with people and talking with folks about securing funds so I can do that. Um, I, I've been told by other teams that it's a good summer project, but like I said, we got to commit to it. And I don't want to go spend 8, 10 grand on this stuff and then be the only one in there. And so if you guys want it, I'm down for it. Okay. Does anybody got any questions on Swerve Drive? Okay. So the plan is to move forward with that and to be working on it within the next couple months. Hopefully, if things work the way I'd like them to, in the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna have the money to do that stuff. I'm gonna purchase that stuff, and then we'll set up some meetings and we'll meet there over the I won't even say over the summer yet, because we can still have our meetings from now until not graduation, but now until the end of school. So right now, I'm taking a small pause, since we put everything back in the pit and whatnot. I'm taking a small pause, for like this week, and I just wanted to meet here, talk about a few things, and then we can meet fresh next week. Um, and if we don't really have anything to move forward, we can still just go up there and practice, you know, or we can try to tweak the our intake. We can try to tweak the shooter. We can also practice our autonomous, because that was something that folks was trying to hammer at the competition, but at competition isn't when you need to do that. We need to have time to practice, time for it to fail, see why it failed, and then fix it. And at the competition isn't time to do that. What you got on your mind, bro? Oh, you just stretching? Okay. So it's expensive and it's complicated. It's going to take some work to set up. Go ahead, sir.
The first time you brought this up, it was last August when you gave him the call and you
hmm
put in the order for it.
hmm
Sometimes this stuff is so popular it's back ordered.
Okay.
So you can decide you want it, but
hmm
when because he got in what he got in, even though he ordered it in August, we didn't get it to January 1st, January 2nd, 3rd,
hmm
something like that. So that it does put you at a disadvantage when you got to wait on what they may order and send in.
hmm
And so even right now, like I say, I was talking to Nate that's out of Metal Muscle yesterday
hmm
about this, and he highly recommended the Kraken motors.
hmm
He said the Kraken, when they made that motor, they came out with a program that interfaces with the Swerve very well, where he said it's a programming wizard where if you get Swerve drive wheels and the Swerve motors, he said 20, 30 minutes, you can get the thing set up and it be running. Where some of the other stuff was a whole different.
hmm just to piggyback off of that, we can compare the Meta Muscle team and the Powers team. I forgot what their yeah. So the Powers team and the Meta Muscle team. The Meta Muscle, they got Krakens. Powers has Neos. Now we got Neos. And Powers, they're going to states. They're even poised to go to worlds if they can. So it's not like we have to have whatever Meta Muscle does for us to succeed. But that being said, if we can get a Cadillac, why not get a Cadillac? We don't got to get a Pinto if we can get a Cadillac. And the Kraken motors are 200 bucks a piece, and we need at least 8 of them for a swerve drive. Yes, sir. Okay, give me a second. I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, let me just finish this up. Um, so anyway, so I'm hoping to get that, and there's no reason that you guys shouldn't have the same stuff that other teams have. And so if I have my way, that's what it's going to be. Now, if there aren't any other questions, not Khalil, sorry, like Marlon was saying, we can talk about the next piece, which is the summer courses at Kettering. All right, so right now, Kettering has some camps that happen between June and July. Um, there's the Intro to Programming Camp, there's the FRC Drive Day Camp, and then the Autonomous Programming Camp. The Autonomous Camp is like 4 days. It's an all day thing and it's 4 days. The same thing for Intro to Programming. Chris is going to do it. I mean, both of you guys have worked with Chris. Dre, have you worked with Chris any on programming? Okay, well that's who's gonna do it. Um, so anyway, and then the drive camp, I believe the drive camp is Clinton Bollinger. Now I've introduced you guys to Clinton before. He works up at the center and he's also associated with the engine nerds. When we came up there that Saturday, right after the reveal, and we built the one chassis, he kinda heads that. That's sort of his team. And so he's going to have this drive camp to where you guys can practice on your drive. Now, I don't recall what specific day I set you up for. I tried to space you out so you all weren't on the same day. So frankly, y'all could get away from each other. But I'll have to get more clarification on that a little bit later. I haven't paid for it yet. So if somebody wants to get out of it, I need to know so I won't end up paying for it and then you not go. Um, Anywhere from 250 to $400. No, my fault. 250 to $500. I believe the ones that we got were 250 and 300.
So that ain't something you can just decide, oh, I don't feel like going this week. I ain't going.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't this ain't that kind of thing. So please don't do that.
Yeah, because they're actually giving me a discount, and they looked me in the face and was like, "Fer, you sure these folks gonna go? Because I'll give you a discount. Like I think I got like $100 off on the $500 camp or something like that. The ones that's 4 days, I got at least 100 and $150 off on. But the money, again, that's not what I'm concerned about. I'll get that paid for, but I want to make sure you're going to go. If you're not going to go, tell me, and then I'll just take your name off the list. This is everybody that said that they were interested. Is right up there on the screen. Um, the dates are there, Marlon. I don't know whether you got 25th, 26th, or 27th. I don't know. I have to check into it. Okay. Because Chris said you didn't need it. He said I was working with Marlon, and I don't think Marlon needs it. And I said, really? Yeah. But then he said, I think Khalil needs it. Yeah. He actually did. But I didn't put you on there because I wanted to talk to you first. Not to mention that you were in a drive camp, so that's why I didn't just put you on there because he told me that after I turned this in. But that's why you're not on there, bro, because he said he didn't think you needed it. He said he'd been working with you and he felt that you were fine, that you didn't need the intro, that you were straight to go to the autonomous camp. Hmm. Anybody else have any questions about the summer courses at Kettering? Any?
Um,
Yes, sir.
some of your teammates here have already showed a certain resistance to new teammates being added to the team.
Hmm.
They seem to be resistant to the fact that there may be new people coming on.
Okay. I actually have a slide about that.
Oh,
So
okay.
so we'll get to that. Yep. Say that again, sir, Dre. Honestly, I don't even remember who it was. I'm old. I forget stuff. But I will say that there were at least three kids that I just need to get with. I need to chase them down because they've gotten with me. I need to get them a permission slip and I need to talk to him more. But I keep forgetting just with everything going on, especially when we had the dang competition. I wasn't worried about getting new people. I was worried about us getting through it. So there were at least two or three people that wanted to join, and so I got another slide talking about people joining and stuff. So we'll get to that in a second. So does anybody else have any questions about the summer courses? Okay. Um, the same place that's in Midland that has the Bob Bash. They have workshops in December, and I'm planning on going. They got this workshop schedule, and it's like the whole day. And I'll get out of this slide for a second to go to that. Up right here. It's a little hard to see, but this is it's free and they've got several classes as you can see that they just got it spread out throughout the day. I mean, they've got like an intro to first for like rookie teams, um, robot controllers, basic machining, um, what is this? Intro to lab view programming, um, intro to 3D modeling. So CAD. CAD is something that that a lot of teams use that our team just doesn't have any expertise on. Now we've gotten CAD files and we've done things with them, but as far as constructing a robot using CAD, computer assisted design or computer assisted drafting. We haven't done that. And if somebody's interested in learning that, I will 150% support you. I just have decided not to try to learn it. I am planning on learning Java so I can help with programming, but I'm not gonna mess with CAD. That's just I got too many things on my plate to worry about that. But if there's somebody else that's interested, I will try to get you some. Well, I won't try. I will get you some resources about whether it's classes, whether it's some stuff online or whatever. Yes, sir. Hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there. But that's where the rub is, Khalil, is that it would be it would really be beneficial for the team if we were able to use CAD to design stuff. Because we needed parts and we've had parts 3D printed after somebody else used CAD to kind of design something for us. You know, just those gears that we used. Somebody else did that, not us. Now, I wasn't sure, Marlon, if you actually, because I know that people keep saying that you 3D printed something and I don't remember what it was. The spacers, did you make those spacers or did somebody else give you the file and then you printed it? Okay, so not trying to throw any shade, but that's what I mean. I mean, if there's something specific that we need, something that we got the measurements on that we can build, that's where we need to be at. We need to have somebody that can work with CAD to say, oh, you need this, Then they design it, and then we go from there. That would be beneficial. Now we were able to get by without it, and in all honesty, if we have to get by without it, we can. But that's just one more piece to the puzzle about us excelling because I can show you other teams that they've got at least two or three CAD people, but not most, but a lot of those other teams have two to three times as many people on their team as we do, also. So I'm not so much worried about how other teams look as compared to us, but I will say that we can use them as a model for success, and CAD is one of those little pieces that we could use, right?
You know, CNC machines, the little things that go around and cut all those little parts out. Because some of them robots, they had like almost half the parts in them were cut out between the aluminum and between the polycarb was cut out right in there, and they actually programmed that in. So getting a knack for being able to do that, gets us where we don't have to depend on somebody else
Hmm.
to, because like say, we had the climber arms on there. It was like 3 days before we could get some help over there to get them programmed to start them moving. So that was 3 days. We just kind of like,
Yeah, we were just playing around
just,
when we could have been practicing. We could have been doing other things that were functional for our success. Instead, we just kind of lollygagged until we got some help, which part of the spirit of first is gracious professionalism. It's a cooperation. So even though on the battlefield, in the arena or whatever, all those teams could be our enemies. Well, maybe enemies is too strong, but you know what I mean. Our competition. But at the same time, when we're off the field, we're all in that together. We're all trying to help each other to excel because every team wants the other team to be at their best. And that also piggybacks into the next slide that awards. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I have my way, we are not walking away from another competition empty-handed. We're always gonna walk away with something. If we're not in the top 8 and walk away with the trophy, we're gonna walk away with an award. There are over 18 awards that there's probably 20 to 21 awards right there that we have the not I don't say option, but we could have the possibility of winning. Now, autonomous award. Now, that's something that if we just have an autonomous that folks think is impressive, that's an award right there. You know, one of those robots that was able to spit the note out into the speaker and then pick up another note, go back to the speaker, pick up another note, and go back to the speaker. One of those teams won the autonomous award, and there were several of them that were able to do that. That I'm sorry, yes. Yeah, I'm not even I got you, Dre. I'm not even worried about who it is. I'm just making a point that that's something that we can do. Creativity award, digital animation award. I mean, there's an award for you making a presentation. There's an award if you make a presentation about your robot and your team. There's an award for it. I mean, obviously the finalist is that's whoever's in the top two, but the Dean's List Award, the Impact Award, Gracious Professionalism Award, just folks that are nice and help out other teams. If you haven't noticed, um, like I said, when we're in Kettering, everybody's trying to help out everybody. But if you also notice, other teams that are helping out folks, they taking pictures of them helping out folks because they're using that to say, hey, we're a great team because we helped out this team right here. They use that to get an award. And I'm not mad at them. I'm not knocking their hustle, but I'm saying all of those awards, I can almost guarantee that we could qualify for just about all of them, if not all of them. And from that, um, I wanted to go right here because this right here is a list of awards that we submit stuff for. So this was this year, right? So this was this season. So obviously these dates are null and void. But like the Digital Animation Award, so we had to submit that in January. Well, the season started in January. We only had a couple weeks to where we could do that. But like the Impact Award or the Dean's List Award, some of those awards we nominate each other for. There was I forget the was it oh shucks I can't remember the I think it might either was the Impact Award or the Dean's List Award where it was the team members nominate other team members for the award, and that's something we can do. You know, there are all kinds of things that we can do. The Safety Animation Award, I mean, we can do that stuff, and if I have anything to say about it, we are not walking away from another competition without something. We're always gonna have some award. Now, I would like us to walk away with banners we can hang in the gym, but we're gonna walk away with something. We're gonna have some trophy. We're gonna have something. So, going forward, as within these next couple weeks, we're gonna talk about these awards, and we're gonna talk about the tasks that you need to do to get them. And I want us to move forward on some of them. Now we don't have to move forward on all of them. I'm not trying to make this less fun because I want it to be fun. But at the same time, it is a competition. And I do think that you guys want to win. And so if we don't win the competition where we get first place, then we're going to walk away with something. All right. Is everybody with me on that? Okay. So we can work towards that.
So, Leo, when you was down on the field, you got moved into the position where now you were picking other alliance teammate members. Did that take you by surprise? Were you ready for that type of responsibility?
When I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready, but I wasn't really surprised because I was next up in line, and people usually pick the captain next to them.
People, excuse me, the top eight, they're usually picking from the top eight. I honestly, that's something that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I would think that the top eight shouldn't be able to pick themselves, because they're in the top eight. They're supposed to represent the top teams. You would think that it'd be better and represent gracious professionalism more if the top teams were picking other teams to lift them up instead of I'm gonna pack my I'm gonna pack my group up by picking I'm first and then I'm gonna pick the second person. So now the first and second are on the same team. That still doesn't sit well with me. But it is what it is. Um, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They come up there and they got the clipboard or like ready to like when y'all came up there, y'all you see like y'all knew who y'all wanted to pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other teams already have like a clipboard or they communicating from cell phone or
Mm-hmm.
tablet or whatever. So it made me think like who on our team takes notes on what the other team's scoring and all that stuff.
It's funny that you say that because Angel, Angel on our team, she mentioned that, or she mentioned something, and then I told her I was like, look, here's what you could be doing. What you can do right now is you can go to other teams, interview them, ask them questions. I even gave her a list of questions to ask, and so she went to other teams that we were going to team with later on, so we could make strategy. Now, I will take some accountability and say that Khalil was up there and I should have prepared him because I've been in these things. He hasn't. So that's on me, and I'll fully take that. Because honestly, I didn't expect that. I should have expected it, but I didn't expect that to happen. That was one of the first times that we were up so high to where that was even a thing. I figured that our robot was solid enough that that selection was going to happen, and there were so many rookie teams that we were going to get picked, and I just took that for granted. I didn't think the fact that we were going to move up 5 slots to here we are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I seen that before. I seen that at Kettering too, where
Mm-hmm.
people in the crowd sit and they might be along with the team. They might not be on the floor, but they're keeping score of who just what, and I don't know what they do, but I know they're writing stuff
Mm-hmm.
that pertains to when it's time to get picked because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're not in the top eight doesn't mean you can't get picked because then you still have to consult with that person and say, well, hey, who do you think is a good person to come on our squad, so on and so forth. Like for you guys, I know it was the first time and it was kind of shell shocked or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like it made me think like, okay, so who's writing these notes about
Mm-hmm.
the Martians or whoever, where that might be a good thing for going forward, where somebody's like the note taker
Mm-hmm.
and just keeping an eye. Like I was looking on the app, that's great, but I don't know what half that stuff means. You know what I mean? I could see it with my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like real detail. This lady had like a full binder of. She
Yeah.
flipped me through, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I actually went to U of M with that nice lady and well, one of those nice ladies, so I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you this, that going forward that we will have somebody that's doing that. Honestly, like I said, it was shell shock part of it. Like the other part of it is I will hold myself totally accountable. I sent him up there not thinking that that was a situation that was going to happen. I figured that we were 13th and that we were going to get picked. We were 13th. Yes. I trust me, I know. Just messing with you though, bro. But yeah. Mhm.
Of course, it's the first, and everyone's nervous, and you guys did great then.
Mhm.
And the second one last week, it was like night and day. You
Mhm.
guys had it going on, the team chemistry was
Mhm.
there, everybody was together, and and you could just tell the difference. Where at first when you get a pass because you don't know what you don't know, because
Mhm.
you there for the first time, but the last event, all y'all did very well, and I'm just watching like the interactions with other teammates and other schools or whatever there, and you can tell the difference. And
Mhm.
it was real proud. I
Oh
think
yeah. Yeah, I'm very proud of these guys.
where I think like I don't know if the school like really publicized robotics. They
Eh,
need to because
well, I will tell you this that was a hour's drive, and you're right that there should have been some more school
yeah, we really
interaction.
had like 'cause we couldn't really make noise.
Yeah, and my voice was gone. My voice was gone. I tried to every time I tried to say something, my
Yeah,
voice was gone.
but
Cyber Phoenix.
like
Yep.
it was good.
Mhm.
Just the competition in general. Like I'm glad y'all made it to the playoffs, and then I got to experience playoffs. Because last time we didn't stay
Mhm.
because it was
Yeah,
over.
because it was
But
over.
the playoff atmosphere was like being at a basketball
Oh
game.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I know it was like real rowdy and like
Mhm.
okay,
We here to win.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I will tell you this too, ma'am, that honestly, that was tame. I've been at events to where you want to talk about it felt little like a basketball day. No, I mean it is like a playoff, literally a playoff game. They got mascots that are running around. I told the kids that I would be willing to get a mascot suit if somebody's gonna wear it because I'm not wearing it. Yeah. Oh yeah, flag would be easy.
Yeah, they always
Um.
get a flag and then
Yep.
like
Mhm.
hi.
Mhm. Hey, mom, how are you?
Like stuff like that.
Mhm.
Where I know
Oh,
it's
I got some
definitely
people
love
to
and
straighten up now.
but yeah, I was like, man, I wish we had like some more.
Well, that's also why I asked for if parents could come because sometimes just hearing something from a different perspective, especially your perspective, is helpful. And for you to notice that kind of stuff and to bring it to our attention, I mean, that's that's why I asked you here. So I'm glad I'm glad that you made mention of that, and I will guarantee you that we're not going to be caught like that again. And what I mean, no, I forget it. Like I said, I'm going to guarantee you that that we're not going to be caught in that situation again. That we're going to take steps to where that's we've got folks, not folks that are taking notes, that are making sure that we're prepared for not only strategy for the next match, but then the next several matches that we're thinking that far ahead. You know.
I'll even tell you part of my personal history is just even why I'm even doing this. When I first got interested in what robotics was doing, um, I was doing a whole nother program and trying to help kids get involved with some things that could help them. And my background was in as a skilled tradesman, so I was a mechanic for the last 45, 50 years. And I didn't like when I came to the first uh, competition I ever was at, I kept seeing these schools that had a lot of children of color on, and it bugged me that when they would come out there, they'd have a chassis that rolled around, and that was it. If you was there even this past week, you see a few of the chassis was just a chassis running, and you look and see who students is on that team. People that look like me. I didn't like that. Because I always, because I had to deal with that when I was your tradesman. They didn't really think people that looked like me should have been able to understand how machine work or anything else like that. So it twists me a certain way when I see that. So I'll be determined. I wanted to see us do something. Your kids is smart as anybody's kid. Your children are as smart as anybody's kid. That one right back there. He do a lot of stuff sometimes to save stuff, but he has a mechanical twist of understanding some things. I hear it come out of him when he talks from time to time. He noticed when we first time we did a climb, he said, "I believe our hooks are a little bit too precise." That's the word he used. They're too precise. In other words, they're too close. We made them need a little bit bigger. But then when I got on him about making some new ones, then he got a little twisty on me. Then, just saying. But he noticed it. That is a trait that you need in an engineer to see what is a problem, what is a situation, how do we improve this thing, how do we change it. So the four in here, they've been real consistent for being here, trying to get involved and get engaged and stuff like that. But when you come from a background of lowered expectations, you come in and you don't be expecting. Like I said, this is the first time, and I started with them in 2020. This is the first time they made a playoff. There had been no playoff before. We would always be down around 20, 24 to 30, something like that. And most times we in the bot bash, we did get picked up, but all the other things, we just, okay, we're done, let's go home. So just becoming that expectation. So.
And you notice that too, like when everybody's bringing their robots out, right? It was one team and all they had was like a hook. They didn't even have the pick up the notes thing. So it's like, oh, okay. Then I look at people on the team. I'm like, okay. And I look at the other team, like, oh, they got the fans for like the one that was climbing up. I think it was 907 or whatever it was. They kept dropping it in. And you look and see who the makeup of the team is, and you wonder, like, okay, I'm looking at sponsors and all those different things, and just don't want it to seem like, okay, our team kind of this, and then these teams got sponsors from GM and all over. You can tell the difference or so, and you don't want to automatically assume that, like, oh, okay, because it's predominantly African American, whatever their stuff got to be low budget, and versus the other one. But as a spectator, you can notice that because they walk right past us. You see that one, that one, that one. Oh, okay, and then it kind of give you that biasness to it in a sense just by looking, and you wonder why. I know I did. I wonder why. Like, oh, okay, I wonder why they robot look like that versus everybody else looks similar. Of course, they're different. Or in my own thought, I was thinking like, what's the backstory on that? But I ain't go there. But one can only wonder. I see it with my eyes, and I just wondered. I'm like, all right, I'm just leave it like that. But you can tell, like, just being out there, because you see everybody, like sometimes y'all in the back or whatever, you can see the differences, and you can tell who's getting like major funding or whatever. You can tell the difference, like, just sitting in the stands.
Well, let me chime in on that. That I've been trying to get GM as a sponsor for a while, and what you need is somebody who's an employee of GM to be part of your team. So if I could find a parent that works for GM, I could get GM as a sponsor. Now, there's a little bit of work that goes into that, but I've always had that problem. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm passing the buck, but when it comes to me getting parent interaction, or parent involvement, excuse me, it seems like either I got somebody, okay, I'm gonna drop my kid off and I'll see you later, or they're busy. And I'm like I said, I'm definitely not trying to pass the buck because there are other grants that I've just overlooked. NASA has a grant that I believe I can get, but I would always look at it after the fact. I'd always think about it too late. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm ready the same way I'm asking your sons and daughters to commit. I am committing, and I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that we succeed. And part of what I plan to do is securing monies so we can buy the top of the line stuff. So when you're looking at our stuff, there isn't any question about, well, who's on that team and what's the makeup. No, it's they spent some money on that, and they showed us because they performed. And I'm not saying that you have to spend money to perform per se, but I'm just saying that that's my plan. I have made myself more available to other folks. I am I have been my wife is in philanthropy, so she's actually helping me with that, about connecting me with different people and different organizations to where I can get money. That was something that I always kind of just like, well, school will give me some money and I'll buy some stuff and then call it a day. And then I was always looking at these other teams that had like 13 and 15 different sponsors on their shirts, and I just kind of looked at them. Well, that'd be nice, but no, that's not going to be us anymore. And I plan to, if I have to set a goal to where I want 3 to 5 new sponsors every year, then that's what I'll do, because that's what we're going to do. If these guys promise me they're going to commit, then I am promising that I'm going to commit, and I'm not going to fall short. I'm going to do everything that I can to bring whatever I need to the table. So like I said, Swerve Drive, I'm bringing it. Um, I also want to make sure that we got extra spare parts. Like for instance, Mr. Whitaker was just talking about how when it's time to order stuff, they're all out because it's competition season. Like I was trying to order some gearboxes, and I couldn't because everybody bought them because everybody's working on a robot now. I'm trying to buy gearboxes now. I'm trying in the next couple months to buy some gearboxes. So we got gearboxes that's sitting in our pit that are waiting for us to, when January comes around, we already got that stuff. I'm trying to stock us up with, it takes 8 motors for a swerve drive. If I'm buying swerve drive, I'm buying 12 motors. It takes four modules that you get to for the swerve drive, one per wheel. I'm trying to make sure we got 6 modules. So if something happens, we just grab that module and switch out the next one. So that's my vision. That's my plan for this team is to be more proactive than reactive. That is how I've been in the past, and I am committing to not doing that. I'm committing to making sure that I'm thinking about 2 or 3 steps ahead as opposed to thinking right in front of our face. And um, like Mr. Whitaker was saying about the swerve drive, I had bought some older stuff. I mean, like you said, what it get here, January ish. Yeah, I talked IF into buying it, and they spent like I said, 2,300 bucks, maybe 2 grand ish, somewhere in there. And I did that in, was it August? I think it might not have been. I think it might have been September.
I was up in
Yeah,
Saginaw.
yeah. So I was talking about last year buying it, and I finally got it in January because with the timing, everybody was at a point to where, okay, well, we're investing in our stuff, or whether it's budgets or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to buy stuff now. I'm trying to stock our shelves now so we can be better prepared for that. All right. So like I said, ma'am, I hear you, and I thank you for bringing some stuff to our attention, and I promise you that I'm moving forward, that I'm going to be making some changes. And if you have any other suggestions, please bring them to us because I am totally receptive to it. Um, oh, I have not done that per se because just with the, what's the word I'm looking for? Just with things being so hectic, that was something that would have gotten put on the back burner. That is something else that we could do. And yep, I totally got you. Oh yeah. hmm I could do that. That is not a problem.
Well, I was
As a matter
talking
of fact, I need to write that down.
I was talking to the team out of the school we just at Troy. They was here at Kettering last year, and he said that they had like there were 50 members of their team. There were 20 mentors plus 30, but each person on the team was required. This is something they put out there. They wanted each person on the team to approach at least 5 people about sponsoring. That's every kid on the team plus every adult. They were supposed to approach like 5 different people about being a sponsor. So if you have more, exposure to, like, your husband works in an engineering company, well, they understand robotics to a large degree. They'll be more inclined to say, oh, yeah, we can sponsor. If we have certain money we set aside to sponsor, and that's how they do think of, like, if you don't know, right now the state competition is going on right now. State competition, I think, is up at Saginaw Valley. They got 4 of those floors that you just saw this weekend. There's 4 of them running at the same time. 160 teams show up. They break it down to where those 4 floors break down to to the last person, then those two come and play each other. Now, to show up at that competition is an additional $4,000 of what you have to pay an entry fee. Then they're going to have a week off. And then after that is Worlds. Worlds are going to take place the last weekend in April. That's down in Houston, Texas.
It used to be in
So
Detroit.
so they got their some of the I was talking to some of the teams. They didn't got together now so that a lot of the local teams get together so they can load all their picks up in a semi and truck them all down there in this one semi, and the other ones will be renting vans so that the teams can ride down in the van, and people who work and stuff they already purchased their ticket, so they can just fly down and be there for. So that support from family, from friends, is vital really to have success at that next level. And those observations you had about watching and taking notes and like I say, we ain't never been so deep in nothing. We ain't worry about nothing like that. Like well, we be getting ready to go home in a minute anyway. So I didn't work. Like I said, this is my first. I only started in 2020, and I got shut down for a couple of years because of COVID. We played one match, and COVID hit. And then it devastated the team because normally there's a certain attrition. You get new people, you lose old people, you get new people, and then the better the team is with, with bringing them in and training them up because they need to make them feel welcome that they're there. And then when they're the kids say, I said, man, don't you know who you was this year? Lively. I love the energy, but you have to bring them in, let them feel like they're part of it, and then you use stuff you learn and you help teach them. No, 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 no. Pay attention when you're using that drill. Don't be over there looking up the side of the wall while you're running the drill. I used to get on them about that. They would know. No, no, no. When you run the power tool, focus on the power tool, what you're doing. Stop looking over there. Right here. Right here. So that but when you got when they get their training, now they can actually share those things and your team continues to grow. Marlon and Khalil are actually pushing one another at a certain degree as far as working on the programming and trying to understand it. And that's a good competition. Where it's, oh, let me show you this. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to learn this. And that when you've got teams working together to help make each other better from within, and Andrew running right there with him. He was right in there with Dylan. He was getting in this, okay, I'm going to learn this. I said, okay. You're going to get it right.
Well,
So, but I'm just saying, all of that we need is cooperation right here.
I
Parents.
I will say this that while I agree that fundraisers are a possibility, I mean we can get sponsorships from I mean well just for instance maybe I get a sponsorship from Gordon's and then they give us some free snacks. I mean it doesn't necessarily have to be money. Um, um, First, there's like a grant that all the teams get that's from Michigan, and so Michigan they give us a certain amount of money. I mean, it pretty much really only covers like the registration, but still, it's money that we get. But besides that, they give us discounts with some of the vendors that we buy from, like the bumpers. That there's a company that's what they do. They make the materials that you make the bumpers with, and we get like $50 or $100 off from them because of not really a sponsorship, but just because of like the relationships that they got. So that's something that we get, and so sponsor. I mean, wherever you work, we could probably get something from them, whether it's financial or whether it's something else. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. Um, and I told you, I want the back of our stuff. I want it full. Okay, I want it totally full, and not with our name. I want everybody else's name. All the ones that believed in us, all the ones that are fighting for us. That's what I want on the back of our shirts. Okay. But I want to shut this down by just saying the first team that we got with 50-50. Do you guys remember what their name was? Exactly. You want to know why you remember? Because their theming was about cows. They had little squeezy noisemakers that I wanted to shove down your throats. I mean, they gave out little bags that had like pictures of cows, that had little dad jokes on them, and I believe they won the imagery award, which is going back to what I'm saying. They didn't win. They got on our alliance. They were in the top 8. They didn't win, but they still walked away with an award. Like I said, I can't remember 100% whether it was team spirit or imagery. I think it might have been imagery though. Okay, well, same difference though. But that's what I'm saying. There was a team that they committed. They was like, we're cows, and that's what we bring it to the table is moo moo, and they did it. You guys knew them. Everybody there knew them, and they walked away with an award. Yes, sir. No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What do you want, bro? Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I am not trying to get no squeaky toys, but if y'all can work between yourselves to sell me on, you know what, Ferg, we the Phoenixes, so we gonna go all in with Phoenix. We gonna have the red bracelets with the fired up, and we gonna have little red birds that they squeak them and whatever, and then we gonna have Andre gonna walk around with some wings on. I mean, we're gonna go all in. We gonna have the birds on our shirt. If that's what y'all want to do, I am willing to support it, and I will deal with the squeaky. No, I didn't say that. I said you had to sell me on it. I'm not trying to give you homework, but which is interesting that you said that. I'm not trying to give you extra homework. What I'm saying is, I want you guys to put your heads together and think about that stuff. Maybe you keep some notes, but I want you to do the same thing that I'm doing. I'm presenting some stuff to you and say, Ferg, we thought about this, and here's our idea. Here's what we thought about. The same way I'm telling you, we're walking away with some of that stuff. That's what we're doing. I am making it a priority. Not only are we building that robot, not only are we driving that robot and practicing with that robot, not only are we performing on the field with that robot, we are doing these other things and we're making a priority. Like autonomous is something that we're going to do that's going to help us to get better scores, to help us win. So there is no reason that we shouldn't be in the running for that. There's no reason, especially with you guys going to autonomous camp and working on it. We can spend the next couple months just practicing autonomous. So when we go to the October Bob Bash, that we got a solid autonomous, boom, 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 20 points right off the bat before the match technically even starts. You know, with the teleop part where it's the driver operated stuff, we already got 20, 25 points. That's what we're doing. That's something that I'm making it a priority with the team. And I'm also making it a priority to where, like I said, team spirit or the imagery award. Fine. Y'all want to go Phoenix? We can go all in with Phoenix. I mean, if it wouldn't be crazy, I mean, I'd say that we just have a handful of ashes throwing them at people and be like, yeah, we rise from the ash, we Phoenix. Now, obviously, I don't want to do that, but I'm just saying, for instance, yeah, we're not throwing ash at nobody. What's up? About confetti? No, we're not doing that. We are not having any projectiles at anybody. I was just being facetious, just trying to give you an example. So anyway, I think that's enough with awards. Is everybody on the same page when I'm telling you that we're going to walk away with something and we're going to make a priority to do these other things and not just because we got to have an award, but I'm saying that that's part of the program. And there's no reason why we shouldn't and couldn't be doing these other things. The imagery, we could do that if we really wanted to. We could go with a theme, you know. Like I said, autonomous, we can do that. Excellent in engineering, we used somebody else's design, but even though we used somebody else's design, excuse me, we still made modifications to it because I didn't see those climbers coming. That was not part of our original design. We were not even supposed to climb, but later on we did that. That's excellence in engineering as far as I'm concerned. So we can do these things. And especially the awards to where we nominate ourselves. I nominate Marlon for the Dean's List or blah blah blah. We can do that. Okay, well I definitely will nominate Marlon. But y'all get what I'm saying. You know I'm just kidding. But anyway, so I don't want to stretch this out further than it needs to be. But so does anybody have any questions about when I'm talking about these other awards? Because I don't want us walking away with nothing. So if I have my way, we're always going to walk away with something because I want us to push for that. No,
hardware coming up
no, no.
here.
We're gonna have our own trophy case.
Oh,
I already told him that last year after we won Bob Bash. I said, you know what? I want my trophy case. That's what I told him. Now I was, I wasn't. I don't think I was as serious then, but I'm serious now. So I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't. I
well,
wasn't.
they're closed this
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
yeah. I
They're
wasn't
really
planning on
not
meeting for the
open
rest of this week.
open because they'll be getting ready for whoever going to World.
hmm So
After
there'll
that,
be
it'll
some
be
time that
down for
they're
3 weeks.
open, but yeah, so I mean, I'll just keep your phones open, and I'll send you messages on the chat and what chat or text or group text, whatever you want to call it. So I'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Um, but are there any other questions about this stuff? Like even before I forget, volunteer of the year. Part of first robotics is community service. I actually was asking some of the folks that work here with community outreach about us doing volunteer work. Now, we kind of got entrenched about having some issues with programming and having some issues with practice, and so I kind of stepped away from it. But over the summer, we can go to the soup kitchen or the food bank or something, and we can volunteer with our shirts on and do some community service and mean something to somebody else. Because I mean that's the spirit of this robotics competition. It's about community. It's about community. It's about gracious professionalism, but it's also about excellence. So, again, that's something else we could do. The only thing I don't think that we'd be able to qualify up there is the rookie stuff because this team isn't a rookie team. We've been going on since 2015, been 2015. So we're not a rookie team, even though technically all you guys are rookies, you know? But that's the only thing I don't think we could qualify for. But everything else, teams team sustainability award. Who's got longevity on the team? Whose team has been going on the most? Now, I don't know that specifically, but I'm just saying, for instance, that kind of stuff. So I got to quit talking about awards because we got other stuff to talk about.
All right, me stuff. I still have my event that's going to be on June the 1st. I need the robot there, and I need the team to be there to talk about the robot. Last year, the team kind of fell apart where the only person showed up was Joseph and Esmeralda.
Joseph is the young man that used to be an IF student, graduated from IF, started going to Kettering. As he was going to Kettering, he stayed with the team because he was on the team before I was. He stayed with the team for years as he was at Kettering, graduated from Kettering, stayed with the team until he moved to Detroit. And so he was with the team, like I said, longer than me, and he was committed. I mean, he went from a student to I from IF to graduate from Kettering and was still there helping the team, moving us forward. And but like Mr. Whitaker said, ever since Mr. Whitaker joined the team, I've been supporting his event. Well, okay, I don't want to say I will say the team has been supporting his event with robotics. I could even show you clips from where was it in the paper or was it? It's just digital news. I forget which one, but there were a couple articles written. Yeah, where they because Joe was there showing off our robot with some other team members, letting other kids drive our robots around. Now the last one, like you said, Esperanza and Joe were there. So yeah, Esperanza was there showing off her robot, and I think there was an electrical problem, but Joe came there and fixed it. And so again, community service. Now that's something I don't even recall. I think I maybe took one picture and then I left because I went there, gave him some props. I actually owed Joe some money and gave him a check and then left. But but anyway, I wasn't making that a priority. I should be making that a priority because that's community service and that's volunteer the year award right there. you know. So there's all kinds of things that we have been doing and things that we could do better and things that we should be doing. And I'm all for that. But next, recruitment. We need to recruit other students. We have 9 people technically on our team. Now we had I had a senior and I had oh man, Miss Patton. Well, she's gone and my senior never showed up. He's been too busy with stuff. Now, bottom line is we need to recruit. So you guys know your friends. Whatever. You guys know your friends. You guys know who you think would be a good fit. Now, that being said, I also need you to keep in your head that if I bring somebody to you, I need y'all to embrace them because this is a team. Okay? I don't need you to have an attitude and whatever. Oh yeah, that little whatever. Not no, we're a team, and we need everybody we can throw at this competition. We need every person that can turn a wrench in that we can recruit to be on our team. Now that being said, though, we don't want no scrubs. I don't want somebody that's not going to work. I don't want somebody that's going to come up there and whine and complain and start conflict and then walk away when it's time to work. I don't want that. And so if you bring me somebody like that, I'm gonna tell them to go packing. So you can just know that right off jump. But that being said, I'm we need more people. It's just that simple. If we want to succeed, that's one of the things we need. Just because, like Marlon's mom was saying, there's people that had people that were just scouting. That's all they were doing. Now we got these 9 people that got to take all these tasks that other folks got 20 and 30 people for. Well, I'm not worried about how many people other teams got. I'm worried about how many we got. And if we got more than 9, we can do more things. And so I need you guys to recruit. I need you guys to get with your friends. I need you to say, hey, we was in the playoffs and blah 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 and robotics and blah 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 and bring them in so we can build up our team so we can have more members so we can do more things. Okay. So like I said, you know your friends who you think would be a good fit. Somebody who's gonna work, who's gonna follow directions, and somebody who would possibly fit well in our group. Now I'll tell you right now that if there's somebody that may not be gelling with the group, I may need you to just man up or woman up and work with them because that's another part of being on a team. Is sometimes you work with people that you may not really be all that fond of, but that's irrelevant because you're not the team. We gotta focus on the team and the team excelling. Okay. Now, there have been a few times where people have come to me and said, Ferg, I need to talk to you about this person. Or Ferg, I need to talk to you about this person. And I've done my best to deal with those situations. Right. Um, but that being said, we need to recruit. So I'm trusting that you guys are gonna recruit. Okay. Now I told you there's already about 3 guys that I need to chase down that were interested, and so I'm trying to bring them in. If you got anybody else, bring them to me. I'll print them up a permission slip, and then we'll go from there. Because when I first this season, when I got you guys recruited, do y'all remember how many people were in this room? How many? There were 17. There were 17 people in this room. And some people couldn't bring a permission slip back. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it was issues with their parents. Maybe it was issues with they lost it. Maybe it was whatever issue. But out of 17 people, Ray didn't want to be on the team. So that wasn't he was avoiding doing it because he just didn't want to be on the team, which is just something I just had to flat out ask him, which is fine. He got other things to worry about. It's fine. So that's irrelevant. But anyway, as I was saying, 17 people were in this room talking about they were interested, and I got 10, and then one had to quit. So now I got 9. Okay. You guys know your friends. Who do you think would be a good fit? Bring them in. Okay. Last slide is April 27th. April 27th is STEAM or STEM Day. Now, um, I've gotten some funding that said, "Hey, Ferg, we're gonna give you this money. You can spend it, but one of the requirements is you need to have like a STEM day." And so that's the day I chose to be our STEM day. And I want you guys to be involved. I want you guys to volunteer. I'm working with well, I'm going to work with other folks, but I'm like working with Mr. Onika, and he's going to do like the elephant toothpaste science project. You know what that is? Where you got like a 2 liter bottle, you pour a couple chemicals in it, and then stuff all splashes out like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste called elephant toothpaste. So he's going to be doing that. I may maybe doing some bottle rockets, other things like that. Science, mathematics, arts, technology. I got 6 drones. I'm gonna buy maybe 2 or 3 more, and I'm gonna have one of my eighth graders or sixth graders or seventh graders. I'm gonna have them flying a drone around, and then letting somebody else fly it around. I think maybe in a small gym. I'm gonna have like giveaways to where I'm gonna buy some science kits and maybe like a slime kit or something, and so people are gonna get a raffle ticket. They come in and call it out every hour. I might do it for maybe 4 hours, so maybe 4 giveaways, and they'll so I got a lot of stuff planned for the 27th, but I need you guys to be here to help with that. Also, gonna bring the robot up here, and somebody needs to drive the robot. Now, it's not gonna be a competition, but you can showcase the robot. We can probably bring a ring and have it shoot a ring off somewhere as long as nobody's in the way, that kind of thing. You know, yes, I need you not shooting rings at people. But so I want to do those things on the 27th. So I need everybody that's on the team that can be here then to be here. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Yes, ma'am. Yep. I'm gonna have it here. I'm just gonna have different areas around the school be like stations. Like this is the robotic station, and so then folks will come over there and see the robot, maybe ask some questions. So you guys got to be able to answer questions. And then, like I said, I have like the elephant toothpaste thing going on in the science lab. I may have some other experiments going on. Things like that. Yes, yes. I'm working to have. I've got to fill out a maintenance request form or something today. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to do that, and I'm working on it right now. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. You didn't know about it? Well, I got you. I understand. Well, I will try to okay, forget I will try. I will make a priority of announcing this, making sure that it's being announced, even just by tomorrow that we're pumping it out. I got to make sure that I'm crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's. So within the next day or so, but at the very latest Monday, I'll have them announce it and putting it out. The thing is, I kind of got this money, say March, and so they said, here's our little stipulations on it. And so, I haven't spent a whole lot of it, but I've spent some of it, and I'm planning on spending some more of it. So this is one of the things I need to do. And so I'm just trying to get that done. Plus, it'll be a good time for our kids to showcase, do community, and whatnot. So yeah. That being said, if you guys got some suggestions about things that we can do on Steam Day, like I said, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. If you guys got suggestions, how about you tell me later? Because I mean, I'm keeping folks here. I'm recording this. I want to shut it down so folks can go home and we can watch this again. But yeah, I want to hear all about whatever suggestions you got. Matter of fact, why don't you tell me what you have right now, Dre? Probably. I was actually thinking about a bottle rocket as in a literal bottle that I take a 2 liter, you mix a couple chemicals in, and then it shoots off. I was thinking about maybe that because fireworks just It's fireworks. I know we the Phoenix and all, but I don't know if I want to mess with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on having the concession stand open too, and having the seniors run it so they can make some money off of selling pizza or popcorn or candy bars or whatever. So while they're doing that, we got people running around, and I want it to be a community event, so gonna invite a bunch of people. But that's all I have. Does anybody have anything else that's on their mind as far as the team is concerned? Anything else? Any questions, concerns? Is there anything that you got for me that you think I need to know? Uh oh. What you got, sir? I know I'm just messing. What's up? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, but she said she sent you an email with like the application and stuff.
I will forward it to you tomorrow. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Look at you. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I will forward it to you. Yep. The thing is, if what you're talking about is what I think you're talking about, it was helping out with summer camps. And so because I've got people that were involved going to the camps, I didn't think about that. So if she offered it to you, then I have no problem giving it to you. And I have no problem offering it to everybody else if you like. I'll tell you tomorrow though, because like I said, I've taken up enough of y'all time today. All right. Plus I need to stop recording so I can post this thing. Yep.